So once you've selected your colors and you have them in the order you prefer, we are ready to dive into our crochet wrap. I've got my colors here selected. I've got Caper, Himalayan Salt, Dijon, Ivory, and Nutmeg. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the magic loop, also known as the magic circle or the magic ring, to begin your project, which is something that usually you would use for a project that's worked in the round, but it also helps to use for a project like this, a top-down wrap where you want your stitches to fan out from a central point. I'm also going to show you how to do all of the flat, just simple half double crochet increase rows. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do one of the textured rows. So I'm just going to scoot these off to the side. So we've just got our color A here. So to begin, like I said, I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, also known as a US H8. And to do a magic loop, magic circle, magic ring, you want to first give yourself like 8 to 10 inches of an end here. And then with the end in your right hand and the working yarn in your left, simply crisscross these to form a loop. You want the tail end to be at the bottom of the loop and the working yarn to be on the top part. And you simply insert your hook into this loop and then pull up a loop onto the hook. That's all there is to it. That is the magic loop. For this project, we are going to start with a chain 3. And throughout the pattern, this chain 3 is going to be at the beginning of every row. This counts as a half double crochet and a chain 1 space. You'll see what I mean as we get further into the project. So the next step is to do 1 half double crochet into this center loop. To work a half double crochet, you just yarn over, insert your hook into this center ring, and then you're going to draw up a loop with that hook, yarn over again, and pull it through all 3 loops that are on the hook. I'm going to be moving not quickly, but steadily through this without demonstrating that too carefully from now on. So if you need a refresher on the half double crochet stitch, I will keep a link to a more in-depth tutorial about that in the description below. Then we're going to move on and do 2 chains. We're going to do another half double crochet, a chain 1, and 1 final half double crochet. And that's all we're going to put in this magic loop, magic ring, magic circle. So now we can go ahead and pull on that tail to close the magic circle. It's a little hard to tell because this is such a little baby right now because we've only done 1 row. But you see how the stitches are fanning out from that central point. That's where this magic loop comes in handy. If we were to start with a chain loop where we would have maybe chained 3 or 4 and then worked our stitches into that chain loop, there'd be a hole here. I love the magic ring, magic circle, magic loop, because when you tighten it up, you can't even see where that central point is. So it just makes the project look super polished. You can also see here that that chain 2 that we put in the middle of our work on that first row, that's going to be our center point of the whole wrap moving forward. So kind of like the spine going down the middle of the wrap. The chain 1 at the beginning, after we chained 2, that 3rd chain at the beginning is serving as our chain 1. We also have a chain 1 at the end of the row here. So you see all these open spaces here, a chain 1, a chain 2, and another chain 1. That is where all of our increases are going to take place in every row throughout the wrap. So we're going to be putting 1 increase in each of the chain 1s at the beginning and end of each row, and we're going to be putting 2 increases into the chain 2 at the middle of the wrap. Now let's begin row 2 where we will start doing that, start making our increases. So just like the previous row, like I said, every row is going to start with a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Once again, that counts as 1 half double crochet and 1 chain space. Then we turn our work, and first we're going to work a stitch into this chain 1 space. That's going to be our increase stitch. So we work 1 half double crochet into that space. Now we're going to put a half double crochet in this half double crochet, this only stitch from the previous row, before we get to our center chain 2. What's a little hard to tell with the half double crochet is where is the top of that stitch. If we were to turn this around and look at our previous row, the top of that half double crochet is actually these two loops right here. So that's where we're going to work our stitch in on this following row. So it's actually in front of the post of the stitch right here. So we yarn over and we insert our hook into that space right there under those two bars of the top of that stitch. And then we yarn over and draw through. Now we've reached our center, and by the way, the little magic ring, magic loop will kind of pull out a little bit. You can secure that with a knot for now. I usually don't do that until the end, so you may have to just kind of snug it up as you're going along. Now that we've reached our middle chain 2, we are going to put 1 half double crochet followed by a chain 2, because this will become the middle of the next row, followed by 1 more half double crochet, all worked into that center chain 2 space. Now we've got a center chain 2 space to work into on our following row. Then we're going to work another half double crochet into this half double crochet stitch, which again, those bars are in front of that stitch. That's where we're going into. Yarn over and draw through. Now to finish off, we need 1 more increase. Our increase here is going to be worked into that chain 1 space from the previous row. So we're going to do a half double crochet, a chain 1, and another half double crochet, and that is our increase at the end of that row. Let's snug this up again and have a look. So you see, we are just building onto this, and this triangle is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. What's great about working a crochet top-down triangle scarf is that you can just continue making it bigger and bigger and bigger until you want to stop by simply adding more rows. With a knit version, it's harder to tell because this part is on your needles, so it's actually inverted as you're working, but with crochet, you can easily see the shape. You can try it on, make sure that it's the size you want. If it's too small, just keep adding more rows. If it gets to be too big, just pull some out. So now row 3, the instructions, basically we're doing the same thing with each row, but row 3's instructions are the ones you want to repeat throughout this whole section of the flat half double crochet stitches before we reach any of the textured rows. So we'll start it off again with a chain 3. We're going to put 1 half double crochet in this chain space here. And now we want to put 1 half double crochet in each half double crochet until we get to the center chain 2 space. So you see now we have 3 half double crochets to work into. And once again, the part that you work into is actually in front of the stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into this first stitch, which as you see is in front of that first post. 1, 2, 3. Now I've reached my center chain 2 space where once again I'm going to increase by putting a half double crochet, a chain 2, and another half double crochet. Now I'm ready to work back down the other side. Once again, I'll be putting 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Right now we've got 3. And then I will put a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet increase into this final chain 1 space. So we will go 1, 2, 3, and now in this final chain 1 space, our increase of 1 half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. That is the end of row 3. And once again, those instructions for row 3 will be the one that you want to follow for the remaining rows until we get to our textured row. So I will meet you there in the next video.